sovereign energy, sacred boundaries, and relational prosperity. Quantum. Opening. The mind stands as a living temple where intention becomes architecture and presence becomes power. Every breath shapes the field, every boundary calibrates the signal, every loving no amplifies the yes that serves destiny. Section 1. Deep Gaze. The soul's cartography of boundaries. In the journey of the self, boundaries arise like mountain ranges drawn by ancient tectonics of experience. They do not imprison, they contour rivers so they can flow. A sovereign ocean does not fear shores, it blesses them. The child archetype seeks safety, the warrior archetype defends essence, the lover archetype opens the heart, and the sage archetype guards the flame of truth. Together they weave a perimeter of clarity so that life can enter without invading. Energy leaks when the heart is generous without discernment, when the voice is honest without timing, when the body is present without consent. Prosperity fades not from lack of desire, but from diluted direction. The soul thrives where intention, integrity, and embodiment converge. Sacred boundaries are not walls but songs, melodies that announce the tone of your field, rhythms that direct the dance, harmonies that welcome the right companions. On the path of sovereignty, 3 vows crystallize. 1. Vow of clarity, to honor what is felt and known before it is explained. 2. Vow of reciprocity, to let giving and receiving breathe in equal measure. 3rd vow of presence, to stay rooted in the body, where intuition speaks incomplete sentences. Through these vows, the self becomes a sanctuary, relationships become covenants of mutual rising, and abundance becomes a byproduct of coherence. Section 2. Scientific and psychological foundations. Humanistic psychology proposes that authenticity and congruence generate self-actualization. When behavior aligns with values, the organism releases tension and recovers vitality. Clear boundaries reduce cognitive dissonance. They minimize the gap between inner truth and outward action. This alignment increases psychological safety, which in turn expands creativity, intimacy, and pro-social behavior. All ingredients of relational prosperity. Transpersonal psychology recognizes stages of consciousness in which the individual identity opens to the transegoic self. Here, boundaries are not dissolved, they are refined. The ego learns to serve presence rather than defend identity. Boundaries become permeable membranes that allow nourishment and filter toxicity. In this view, self-regulation is spiritual practice. Breathwork moderates the autonomic nervous system. Witnessing repatterns narratives. Compassion converts judgment into information and movement into medicine. Neuroplasticity anchors the promise of change. Repeated focus sculpts synaptic pathways. When you practice a boundary, speaking a clear no, leaving a misaligned conversation, negotiating a fair exchange, your brain maps integrity as a default route. Interoception, the felt sense of internal states, links body signals with meaning. By tracking microsignals, tightness in the chest, heat in the face, tingling in the hands, you can detect boundary breaches before they escalate. A simple loop emerges. Sensation, the body signals. Meaning, the mind names. Choice, the will acts. Integration, the system updates. This loop, repeated with kindness, transforms old coping into new sovereignty. Relational prosperity grows where psychological safety meets clear agreements. In groups, 4 markers forecast healthy exchange, explicit roles, transparent expectations, timely feedback, and repair rituals. In couples and friendships, 4 practices stabilize intimacy, self-responsibility, curiosity without intrusion, consent, culture for emotions, and resourced separateness, alone time that nourishes togetherness. Prosperity, in money, opportunities, and mutual aid, rises naturally when trust compounds. Section 3. Applied biodecoding when the body speaks boundary. The body archives each yes and no ever uttered or swallowed. Symptoms often represent unsent letters, tight shoulders carrying unspoken responsibilities, throat tension storing silenced words, gut dysregulation digesting other people's emotions. Biodecoding explores the symbolic bridge between tissue and tail, without turning metaphor into dogma. The aim is not blame, but liberation. Illustrative mappings, use as inquiry prompts, not rigid rules. Throat and thyroid, The tempo of expression, over-giving voice to please or under-speaking to avoid conflict, may distort metabolic rhythms, solar plexus and digestion, sovereignty of decision. Indigestion may mirror difficulty, stomaching, imposed agendas, lower back and hips, support and forward motion. Pain can echo chronic self-abandonment in service of others' timelines. Skin, boundary with the world. Flares sometimes accompany relational overwhelm or blurred privacy. Liberation route. 1. Name the pattern. I override my limits to remain liked. 2. Feel the cost. Track the physical microtension, fatigue, or resentment. 3. Upgrade the contract. Write a new vow. I choose reciprocal bonds where my no is honored as love. 4. Micro-ritual of repair. A daily 2-minute practice that somatically rehearses the new boundary, e.g., hand on chest, breath, sentence stem. My body is home, access is by invitation. 5. Behavioral proof. One action that demonstrates the new script, e.g., renegotiating a deadline, stating limits around messaging, defining payment terms. 6. Integration. Observe body shifts, record energy gains. The body trusts what it experiences. Section 4. Quantum NLP Tools. Rewriting the boundary code. Language is a steering wheel for attention. Attention is currency. Currency flows where clarity goes. The following quantum NLP tools combine semantic precision, somatic anchoring, and visualization to recode boundary patterns and amplify relational prosperity. 4.1 Identity Reframe. From pleaser to steward, old meta-belief. Saying no breaks connection. New identity statement. I am the steward of my field. My boundaries deepen connection with the right people. Somatic anchor. Thumb and middle finger press lightly while exhaling. Feel a gentle ring of warmth around the rib cage. Repetition. Protocol. 3 times in the morning, 3 at noon, 3 at night for 21 days. 4.2 Timeline. Clean up the golden thread. Setup. Close eyes. Place one hand on the heart and one on the navel. Process. Imagine a line of light from your childhood to this moment. On that line, locate 5 scenes where you overrode your truth. Bathe each scene in compassion and retrieve your energy like a golden thread rewound into your core. Install, whisper, energy returned, lesson kept, innocence intact, outcome, memory remains, charge dissolves, choice increases. 4.3 Boundary language upgrade. Use sentence stems that install clear agreements. Here is what I can offer today, and here is what I cannot. I am available between X and Y. For anything beyond that, let's schedule. I participate where reciprocity is clear. This means X contribution and Y return. I need 24 hours to respond with care. Practice them aloud until they feel like native tongue. 4.4 Prosperity mapping. The reciprocity wheel. Draw a circle and divide it into 8 slices. Time, attention, creativity, money, mentorship, visibility, emotional labor, logistics. For each relationship, client, friend, team, rate contributions and returns 0 to 10 per slice. Any chronic asymmetry flags a necessary boundary. Design one adjustment per slice, starting with the smallest move that creates the largest relief. 4.5 Future pacing. The sovereign meeting. Visualize a near-future conversation where you state a limit or fee. See the scene neutral and spacious. Imagine 3 parallel timelines. Timeline A, you overgive, feel the fatigue. Timeline B, you stonewall, feel the isolation. Timeline C, you speak with warmth and clarity. Feel the expansion. Step into timeline C. Anchor the sensation by touching the back of your neck for 2 breaths. Use this anchor before every challenging conversation. 4.6 Microscripts for money boundaries. My work has a clear value and a clear price. I receive payment before delivery unless we have a written agreement otherwise. Discounts are strategic, temporary, and win-win. A rush request costs a rush fee. Generosity comes from overflow, not depletion. Section 5 Spiritual perspective and Christic consciousness. At higher orders of love, boundaries and unity are companions. Love without clarity dissolves into sentimentality. Clarity without love hardens into judgment. Christic consciousness invokes radical compassion that includes the self. The heart radiates inclusion while the will shapes direction. The teaching is simple. Protect the innocence, empower the adult, obey the soul. Beneath roles and stories, one field pulses through all beings. In that field, consent is sacred. Freedom honors freedom. The mystics speak of kenosis, emptying false self so true self can shine. Boundaries are the cup that holds the wine of presence. Without the cup, the wine spills. With the cup, communion is possible. To live as a sovereign soul is to say 1,000 graceful no's so that one great yes can bloom. From a multidimensional lens, every boundary clarified in love recalibrates timelines. Each clean no dissolves karmic entanglement. Each clean yes accelerates dharma. Angels negotiate through resonance. Guides collaborate through consent. When you align with this law, opportunities arrive already respectful, collaborations land already reciprocal, and prosperity circulates as liturgy. Section 6. Integrative Ritual. The Covenant of the Field Duration. 11 minutes daily for 33 days. Materials: a small candle, a glass of water, your hands, your breath, a journal. 1. Opening, light the candle. Place the glass of water beside it. Stand or sit tall. 2. Claim, right hand over heart, left hand over navel. State, I claim custodianship of my energy field in truth, love, and clarity. 3. Breath quadrant. Inhale for 4, hold 4, exhale 6, hold 2. Repeat for 3 minutes. Let the exhale be longer than the inhale to signal safety. 4. Shielding. Visualize a lotus gold sphere around you, 3 hand widths from the skin. Whisper. Permeable to love, opaque to harm. 5. Boundary anointing. With fingertips, trace a gentle circle around your body in the air, crown to feet, front to back, saying slowly, access by invitation, reciprocity as standard, consent as law 6, water encoding, hold the glass with both hands and speak into it. This body receives only what nourishes the mission. Sip slowly. 7. Journal seal. Write 1 yes and 1 no for the next 24 hours. Only one of each. Keep your word with gentleness. 8. Closing. Blow out the candle, honoring the flame inside that never extinguishes. Practical playbook for daily life. Phone hygiene. Set context-specific response windows. I reply 10 to 12 and 17 to 18. Work agreements. Publish scope, timeline, deliverables, fee, payment schedule, revision policy. Friendship codes. Agree on conflict repair steps. Pause, name, request, repair. Family edges. Use location-independent love. Offer care without self-erasure. Digital boundaries. Define posting and DM rules. Redirect to forms for requests. Rest as contract. Schedule blank days. Write sacrosanct on the calendar. Generosity with edges. Give from overflow. Set caps and seasons for pro bono. Alchemy of the loving. No, a loving no is a bridge, not a barricade. It carries 3 frequencies: dignity, I matter; respect, you matter; clarity, the bond matters; delivery formula, warmth plus precision plus option. Example, I appreciate your vision. I am not available for unpaid consulting. If a paid session serves, here is the link. If not, I still wish you success. The field stays clean. The future stays open. The currency of coherence. Money follows meaning. Meaning follows attention. Attention follows boundaries. Prosperity is not luck but the echo of coherence. When your offers are clear, your pricing transparent, your timelines realistic, and your communications kind, life recognizes you as a safe conduit for resources. The universe prefers vessels that do not leak. Practice the triad. 1. Exact offer. 1 problem. 1 promise. 1 process. 2. Exact audience. 1 person held in mind, not a crowd. 3. Exact ask. 1 call to action with a timeline. Let each transaction be a blessing with a receipt. Embodiment. Cues for instant recentering tongue. Drop. Rest the tongue on the floor of the mouth. Jaw softens. Vagus nerve thanks you. Heel rooting. Press heels into the ground when stating limits. Power rises from earth to voice. Gaze. Horizon. Eyes on a horizontal line while negotiating. Signals balanced alertness. Exhale. Double. Exhale twice as long as you inhale before you answer. Clarity chooses words. Fractal agreements. Small agreements echo into large realities. Be impeccable with 2 micro-agreements daily, the time you wake and the time you pause screens. Keep these 2 and watch your entire life respect itself. Sovereignty scales through consistency, not intensity. Repair after overgiving. When you notice collapse or resentment, 1. Stop. 3 long exhales. 2. Name. I crossed my line. 3. Rewind. Contact the person. I overcommitted. Here is what I can actually do. 4. Reprice. If money involved, propose a revised scope or schedule. 5. Restore. Do 1 act of self-nourishment within the hour. Repetition turns backsliding into strengthening. Master Sentence Bank. My availability has edges, and my care remains intact. I prefer clarity over speed. My prices reflect value and sustainability. Silence is my calibration, not my punishment. I love you and I choose me. Both truths stand. Presence first, performance later. I do not rush my nervous system to meet someone else's story. Community as cathedral relational prosperity blooms when a circle enacts shared codes, consent, clarity, gratitude, repair, and celebration. Publish your group's agreements. Revisit them quarterly. Let feedback be a practice, not an emergency. Reward contribution visibly. Honor rest publicly. A community that respects boundaries becomes a sanctuary where genius safely risks its next octave. High vibration. Close master aphorism. Boundaries do not separate love. They shape it into a river strong enough to reach the sea. Quantum challenge. Next 24 hours. Choose 1 loving no and 1 radiant yes. Speak both aloud. Write how your body felt before and after. Keep the receipts of your energy. Activation code. Whisper 3 times, with breath slow and steady. Sovereign heart, golden edge, benevolent flow. Feel the halo of clarity settle around your body. Let it accompany each step you take. Con amor, infinito, Andrew L. Activador Cuántico.